Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV Midday News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Fauziye Lukman. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assured Nigerians of his renewed and energized focus on delivering his vision for a unified, peaceful and prosperous nation following the judgment by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja. This was contained in a statement signed by Ajuri Ngilali, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity. The President recognized the diligence, undoubted thoroughness and professionalism of the five-member bench led by Justice Haruna Tsammani in interpreting the law, affirming that his commitment to the rule of law and the unhindered discharge of duties by the tribunal, as witnessed in the panel's exclusive respect for the merits of the petitions brought forward, further reflect of continued maturation of Nigeria's legal system and the advancement of Africa's largest democracy at a time when our democratic system of government is under test in other parts of the continent. The President believes the presidential candidates and political parties that have lawfully exercised their rights by participating in the 2023 general election and the judicial process which followed have affirmed Nigeria's democratic credentials once more. President Tinubu thanks Nigerians for the mandate given to him to serve the country while promising to meet and exceed their expectation by the grace of God Almighty and through very diligent hard work with team that has been put in place for that sole purpose. The Nigerian Labour Congress on Wednesday asked workers under its affiliate unions to return to work on Thursday. This is coming after the end of the union's two-day warning strike, which it claimed drew the attention of the government to the hardship being faced by Nigerians as a result of the petrol subsidy removal. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, PEPT, has struck out the evidence of 10 out of 13 witnesses called by Peter Obi and the Labour Party LP in support of their petition against the election of President Bola Tinubu. In a judgment delivered September 6th, the court held the witnesses who were subpoenaed at an instance of their petitioners had their written statement, which contained their evidence, were not filed along and front-lined with the petition within the 21 days allowed by the Electoral Act 2022. Judith Peters has details.
The court, in the lead judgment currently being read by Justice Haruna Tsammani, also rejected the document, including the report of analysis tendered by the petitioners through the affected 10 witnesses. The court also held that some of the witnesses are not only persons with interest in the outcome of the case. The reports that tendered were made during the pendency of the case. The court also dismissed the Labour Party's 25% FCT vote claim, stating that the FCT residents have no special privileges as the petitioners claimed.
1. The state social order is founded on ideals of freedom, equality, and justice. 2. In furtherance of the social order, every citizen shall have equality of rights, obligations, and opportunities before the law. Equality of rights in every citizen, as stated in this provision, cannot by any means be read to exclude equality of the weight and value of their votes. No, it includes it. Even more so, when the issue here is the right of every such citizen to elect with their votes their president, whose policies are supposed to and will affect all of them equally regardless of which part of the country they reside or live. So even stopping here, the futility and hollowness in the argument of the petitioners that the votes of the voters in the FCT, Abuja, have more weight than other voters in the country, to the extent of their votes purportedly have a veto effect on other votes, is rendered bare.
The ruling was made in response to a petition filed by the Labour Party and its presidential candidate Peter Obi, who challenged the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Obi and LP had argued that Tinubu should be disqualified from being president because he did not win 25% of the votes cast in the FCT.
President Bola Tinubu has commended Indian investors for significant pledges amounting to nearly $14 billion committed during the Nigeria-India Presidential Roundtable and Conference in New Delhi, India. saying Nigeria is ready to give them the best returns for investment possible. There is nowhere else like Nigeria. Judith Peters tells us more.
The president also approved the finalization of a new $1 billion agreement to bring the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria to 40% self-sufficiency in the local manufacturing and production of defense equipment in the country by 2027 through a comprehensive new partnership with the managing arm of the military-industrial complex of the Indian government, emphasizing that under his pragmatic leadership, agreement must now manifest in industries and jobs on the ground in Nigeria. President Tinubu expressed gratitude to all Indian companies and individuals who have responded positively to his administration's efforts to improve Nigeria's macroeconomic and investment climate.
It is in your hand, and I promise you, just don't keep quiet. Don't procrastinate. Don't be frightened about investments in Nigeria. Bring it home. Ask your questions. Make your requests. The trade and investment opportunity is enormous. I have a team, and I am the captain of that team. I assure you, we solve problems.
On behalf of investors, the chairman of Bharti Enterprises, Sunil Bharti Mittal, told the president Nigeria has unified the FX market and freed up crucial capital to upgrade its public infrastructure. He says the investors will bring investment to Nigeria, and with President Tinubu's inspiring leadership style, they can only do more and more.
Truly deeply touched by your openness, by your invitation to call Indian businessmen to set up businesses in Nigeria. Importantly, to tell them that you are there to listen to their problems and that you, as the captain of the country, will resolve those issues for the benefit of all Nigerians as well as the investors.
Also at the event, Nigeria's Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosu Tijani, and his counterpart from India's Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology signed a memorandum of understanding for cooperation in the field of sharing successful digital solutions to be implemented at total population scale for digital transformation. President Tinubu further assured investors to finalize on the next steps to ensure that no environmental encumbrance stands in the way of their success in Nigeria.
The Presidential Election Petition Court has dismissed the suit of the Allied People's Movement, APM, seeking to nullify President Bola Tinubu's election. The court, in its ruling delivered in Abuja on Wednesday, dismissed the petition for lacking in merit and being incompetent. Chairman of the panel, Justice Haruna Sammani, who read the judgment, held that the prayers the APM raised in the petition contained pre-election matters that could only be determined by the Federal High Court. Sandra Akwa completes this report.
The court further upheld the preliminary objections of the respondents who challenged the competence of the suit. The tribunal also dismissed the APM petition against the Independent National Electoral Commission and 4 others. Listed as first to fifth respondents are INEC, All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, Kashim Shettima, and Kabir Masari. The tribunal ruled on each of the arguments put forward by APM.
That occurred within the pre-election period, therefore, cannot amount to any act done by the physical respondent at the election. It cannot therefore ground any complaint by the petitioner against the physical respondent in an election petition. It may be relevant in a pre-election matter, but not in an election petition. It is therefore my finding that there is no any claim on the physical respondent. In other words, the relief sought in the petition will not in any way affect the physical respondent, as he did not participate in the petition either as a candidate or agent of the second respondent, and no declaration was made in his favor by the first respondent. In that respect, I hold that the objection of the first respondent on this ground has merit, Accordingly, I order that the name of the serious respondent.
Samani said the petitioners failed to prove their arguments and the petition was void of merit. The judgment also upheld preliminary objections raised by all the respondents to challenge the competence of the petition. Sandra Akpa for Global TV.
The Presidential Election Petition Court on Wednesday struck out some paragraphs containing allegations of irregularities and corruption practiced by Peter Obi in his petition challenging the declaration of Bola Tinubu as winner of the February 25th presidential election. The five-member panel struck out the affected paragraphs on the grounds that they were imprecise, vague, and failed to meet the requirement of pleadings. According to the ruling, in a case of alleged malpractice in over 500 polling units, it does not suffice for the petitioners to see some polling units or collation centers without being specific. Justice Mohammed further faulted the petitioners for relying on a spreadsheet analysis, inspections result, and expert reports. According to Mohammed, such documents ought to be served on the respondents to enable them to do their own analysis and respond accordingly. Minister of Works David Umahi have directed that the failed portions of the Enugu-Port Harcourt Express Section 3, Enugu-Lokpatan in Enugu State, should be redesigned with concrete pavement. The minister stated this at the inspection of the road, which marks the beginning of his Southeast Road inspection tour, scheduled to take place throughout the week, starting from Tuesday 5th September to Saturday 9th of September 2023. Umahi affirmed that the construction work on the federal roads must be done right to avoid coming back to redo an already completed work. He commented on some portions where the binder wearing has been completed but has now failed. The minister pointed out that some portions of the express inspected so far needs urgent and immediate attention and directed the director in charge of the southeastern geopolitical zones, Bede Obioha, from the ministry to come up with recommendations for accomplishment of his directives. The Kogi State Election Petition Tribunal declared Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) as the winner of the Kogi Central Senatorial election held in February. It also invalidated the victory of Senator Abubakar Ohere of the All Progressive Congress. The tribunal chairman, Justice K.A. Ojiako, delivered the unanimous judgment of the three-man panel, revealing that Senator Ohere's results were inflated in 9 polling units in the Ajaokuta local government area. He added that the Independent National Electoral Commission reduced Natasha's result in those areas and omitted the result of 3 other polling units meant for Natasha in the same local government area. A major division between the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) has led to partial compliance in the 2-day warning strike declared by Nigerian workers over the delay in the implementation of palliatives announced by the federal government to cushion the effect of its subsidy fuel removal. According to the States of Federation, the TUC and NLC took opposition positions on the strike, which is slated to continue today. The TUC said it opposed the strike because it would not yield the desired result. Its chairman in Cross River State, Comrade Mohammed Ogbodun, commended a 2-day warning strike embarked upon by the leadership of the NLC, describing the leadership of NLC as insensitive. Minister of Works David Umahi says the fight of turning to the use of concrete technology in road construction is a continuous one. The minister stated this while on an inspection tour on the rehabilitations of outstanding sections of Onitsha-Enugu Expressway under the Road Infrastructure Tax Credit Scheme contract on Wednesday. Speaking to journalists, he used the concrete technology comes with numerous benefits, including durability with a lifespan of over 50 years, noting that it can last up to 5 decades before its required maintenance. Umahi frowned at the costing of the Ozalla-Izu-Onitsha, an additional 3 kilometers with bridge to cost 15 billion naira, and instructed that the project to be subjected to a review. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, on Wednesday has assured the public of safety following a minor electrical fault at the old terminal of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, MMIA, Lagos. In a press statement, the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Yakubu Funtua, says, Suspected electric spark at the baggage hall ceiling caused a smoke incident resulting in a fire scare. Prompt responses from the aerodrome rescue and firefighting services of the airport and the electrical department of the authority saved the situation. Yakubu Funtua, however, stated that the situation has been put under control. You're watching Global TV Midday News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Midday News return, Osime Oshola nominated for Ballon d'Or. We have details of these stories and others right after the break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Global TV, bringing you live from the Midday News from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Bongo, in power for 14 years, have been under house arrest since the military coup of the August 30th. Bongo's former president, Ali Bongo, who was ousted in the putsch, is free to leave the country and travel abroad. The leader of the coup had toppled him, said on Wednesday. He has freedom of movement and can travel abroad if he wishes, General Brice Oligui Nguema said in a statement read on state television. Bongo had been under house arrest since the military coup of August 13th, carried out without bloodshed less than an hour after his party proclaimed his re-election in a vote described as fraudulent by the putschists. Bongo suffered a serious stroke in October 2018, which left him physically impaired with particular difficulties moving his right arms and leg. Trans-border traders are concerned about over 3,000 trucks carrying agricultural and general goods that are stuck at the border of the Niger Republic due to the military coup. The traders also said that 250 trucks carrying different perishable goods, including onions, pineapples, and tomatoes, worth 2 billion naira, have also been trapped. The head of policy and research of the Trans-border Traders Association, Salami Nasiru, however, failed to reveal the worth of the trapped cargoes. According to him, the goods were destined for Nigeria and Niger Republic, as both countries are among the largest producers of onions in West Africa. Disagreement among the Niger junta members are growing, including over how to deal with the already perverse effect of sanctions, the future intervention of Economic Commission of West African State ECOWAS, or on the attitude to be adopted against former President Issoufou. The figure of ECOWAS seems to weigh more heavily on General Chiani, who many now perceived as the manageable stooge of the former Nigerian leader. The national president of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Nasima Dele Oye, says the chamber is partnering with South Africa to strengthen ties and harness the collective economic potential of Nigeria and South Africa. In a statement on Sunday, Oye, who said when he visited the South African High Commission to Nigeria, Tesengba Malisku in Abuja, added that the partnership will drive growth and prosperity in the countries and on African continent. According to Nasima's boss, the discussion during the meeting centered on the establishment of strategic public-private partnership that will promote innovation, technology, transfer and investment, noting that the two countries can potentially become economic powerhouses on the continent. And on sport, no fewer than 2,000 athletes will take part in the 6th Edo Heritage Sport Festival and Carnival in Benin City in November. Chief Executive Officer of the Heritage and Sport Colony International Limited, Omoyegwa Adeyinka Afolabi, said the event was aimed at promoting cultural tolerance and unity in the state. She said the fiesta is a blend of contemporary and traditional components with the aim to promote cultural tolerance and unity in Edo State. Games lined up for competitions are Ayo, traditional wrestling, chess, karate, five-side football, and athletics. Nigeria's duo Victor Osimhen and Asisat Oshola have been shortlisted for the 2023 Ballon d'Or award in the men's and women's categories. The ceremony will take place in Paris on October 30th. Both players enjoyed an incredible year for the club and country. Osimhen, currently the leading scorer in the African Cup of Nations qualifying series with 7 goals, becoming the first male Nigerian footballer to be shortlisted for the award in 24 years. Former captain Nwankwo Kanu and the last Nigerian star to be shortlisted for the award in 1999. That's it on Global TV Midday News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. On behalf of the production, I am Fauziya Lukman, thanking you so very much for joining us. I'll see you next time.